Greetings to the web. My name is Miss Habanero Pepper, and today we're doing a special edition of the book vlog. First off, I would like to apologize for the 2-week delay. I'm still in school, so I have midterms and finals to study for. But don't worry, I'm making it up to you today with a special edition narrating this book, Sainmi and the Underground Prince. And the reason it's special edition is because it was written by my father and illustrated by me. Yes, I have my many talents, as does he. It's a family thing. So, first I'd like to let you actually know that he's here and not just staying off to the side. Could you just pop in and say hi?
Hi.
Hey, Dad. So, while I'm narrating, there will be a few words I can't pronounce, in which case he will actually do that for me. I'm going to show you some of the pictures that are in the book. And actually, at the end, we'll be having an interview where we actually get to ask the author a few questions. So, let me just show you the cover really quick and the back. And without further ado, let's begin. Once upon a time, an African hunter named Sainmi lived with his parents, wife, and children in a big hut near the forest around Mount Nimba, Liberia. Every day, he went to the forest and set traps for animals, setting as many traps as he could. Some mornings, he was fortunate and returned home with his hunting bag full of goodies, anteaters, and red deer. Other days, he was not fortunate and returned home with empty hands. One morning, the hunter's trap caught a baby gorilla. He was the cutest animal he had ever seen. "This baby gorilla will bring joy to my children. It will become their pet," Sainmi thought proudly. However, as he tried to remove the trap wire from the poor creature's leg, Sainmi changed his mind. "What a shame to tame this gorilla," he thought. "Its mother may probably be watching me somewhere with fear, and she may never see it again if I take it to the village. Who am I to take away the baby of an animal that looks like me?" So, at the last resort, the kind hunter let the baby gorilla go. When he went back to the village, Sainmi told his wife about the baby gorilla. "Thank you for being kind to another creature's baby. This act shows the love you have for me and my children," his wife, Ya, said. A year later, Sainmi went to the forest to set more traps when he got lost and it was getting dark. Sainmi struggled to find his way out, but a hurricane started. Many trees began to fall. The storms were so violent that hundreds of branches started coming after the hunter like rain droplets. Poor Sainmi was hit by a falling branch. He was knocked unconscious. At that moment, as if in a dream, Sainmi felt as if he was being lifted from the ground, as a huge tree was about to flatten him. It was a strange feeling. It seemed unreal. When he came to his senses, Sainmi saw a beautiful golden castle and royal servants. Sitting on a chair adorned with diamonds and emeralds was Prince Lila, the Peace Prince. Around him was a rainbow of bodyguards, blue, green, yellow, orange, purple, brown, moving around him. Soon he was sitting beside the prince, who offered him treasures of gold, diamonds, and stones of many colors. "Gee, that's a pretty nice castle, huh?" Next, he saw the door of the castle swing open, and the princess appeared with all kinds of goodies. "Welcome to our world. Thank you for coming," the princess said. "I'm Ye, Lila's wife." Sainmi was about to fall on his knees as a sign of submission when the prince said, "No, you don't have to. Stay by me." The prince made a sign with his head, and hundreds of servants appeared with different gifts in calabashes, clay pots, and mats. Each container had glittering stones and coins. Then, a host of musicians continuously played traditional instruments, which sounded like sounded the buffalo horn flute. And there was also sounded the tam-tam. Three young maidens and a young boy uninterruptedly led the song, and the crowd, while clapping hands and gently moving their feet to the harmony, repeated the song to the lead singers, which sounded like
Ale, 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 ole, ole, ole. Ale, 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 ole, 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 ole. Ale, 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 ole, 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 ole.
gee, what an awesome party. Then, instantaneously, from the crowd, men and women, young and old, came out of the crowd, joyously danced for about 30 seconds before giving turn to other dancers. And it sounded like towards the end, the prince and the princess, adorned with gold crowns, diamond garments, and silver sandals, stood up. They invited Sainmi to join them at the royal table. It was full of all kinds of foods: fufu with unimaginable palm butter sauce, plantain with grilled fish, yams with broiled and well-seasoned agouti meat, rice with all kinds of seafood, and baskets full of fruits: mangoes, bananas, grapes, cherries, berries, papayas, kiwis, and oranges were displayed. It was a grand ceremony. It was a laissez-faire eating moment, as everyone served him or herself. To Nya Sainmi, the entire castle was charmed. But, out of the blue, Nya Sainmi thought about his wife, children, and parents in his village. His family probably thought he might not come back. How miserable his family could have been. His wife was probably praying for his safe return this very moment. I need to go to my people, Sainmi told the underground royal family. It's time for my family to know I'm all right. I need to be among them. I thought you would be happier here with us, the underground prince said. You have an awesome kingdom and committed subjects. You also have a wonderful castle, Sainmi replied. But my home is where my people are. Please, take me to my people. With promises and luring entertainment, the underground prince tried to persuade Sainmi to stay with him, but Sainmi was determined to go back. Okay then, since you've made up your mind to return to your village you will go, the underground prince said. I will carry you home. Suddenly, around the underground prince and Sainmi, there was a whirlwind, and a narrow pathway opened. The underground prince had metamorphosed himself into a baby gorilla. Wow, I did not see that coming. Some time ago, the gorilla said, you were compassionate to me when you untied me from a trap, and now I am returning the same compassion to you. Holding Sainmi's hands, the baby gorilla took him from underground to the forest edge near his village. I have to go back home, the baby gorilla said. Take this golden mallet. The baby gorilla gave Sainmi the mallet, said goodbye, and vanished. Surprised, he looked at the treasure by his side with complete bewilderment. What should I do with this heavy mallet? As if in response, two adult gorillas appeared. Then another couple, and another couple appeared. Soon, it seemed as if all the gorillas on earth had come to thank Sainmi's aid. Together, they formed a dark crowd, stretching far to the north-south and the east-west. Before getting in the village, all the gorillas, one by one, waved goodbye to Nya Sainmi and disappeared behind bushes. At that moment, Sainmi could see the cones of the huts in his village. Then he could see his people standing by their huts, hoping to see him. He appeared. how happy the whole village was to see Sainmi. The villagers thanked and praised God when they saw him. Sainmi explained, after everyone was saying around him, what had happened. Leading his people to where the gorillas left him, Sainmi saw miles of treasure boxes, and everyone in the village took as many boxes as they wanted. With these treasures, Sainmi's village became the wealthiest and happiest place someone could ever dream of. This village became a heaven of peace, and all the villagers became the first environmentalists, as you can see here. Unfortunately, greed and lack of education changed everything to this very day. And hey, I would say the end, but who knows when a story is actually true? So, without further ado, I'd like to take a step out of this chair and let somebody take a step in so we can do the interview. Dad?
Yes.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. Haba. And may I first start by asking you, how was your spring break thus far?
Wonderful. Hello, my daughter.
That's great. Now, in terms of the book, when you were writing it, what was the purpose of you writing this book? What is the message you want to relay?
Thank you so much. This book, Sainmi and the Underground Prince. Actually, this book, both the gorilla and the prince. I'm the one. I'm both the gorilla and the prince. The purpose of writing this book was twofold. Number one, trying to save the forest that is left now in Liberia. Number two, trying to save the animals. When I went to Liberia, about 40% of the forest in West Africa was in Liberia. But unfortunately, during the Civil War, people destroy the forest, and the forest is disappearing. So as the forest disappears, the animals' habitat is also disappearing, and that is bringing about pandemics such as Ebola. So I said, let me write this book so that the humans and the animals can share. The more the humans are taking care of the animals, tourists will come, and through tourism, Liberians can get money back. So instead of destroying the forest, the deforestation, in fact, we can try to protect it because pandemics and global warming and all of that. So in a sense, it was a way of also participating in public health awareness.
I see that. Now, before I ask the next question, I understand you have a visual representation of this deforestation on the book?
Yes.
I understand. Let me hand it to you. Could you show us front and back covers, was it?
All right. Actually, if you look at the back, you see Mount Nimba right there. Mount Nimba is right here. And the seal of Liberia is right there, the map of Liberia. If you look at the back here, okay, people are destroying the forest. You can see the deforestation going on right there. Okay, so again, if you look at the theme of this book, it's a friendship between an animal and a hunter. The hunters are the Liberian authorities that caught me at the Liberian border when I was first entering Liberia in 1982. The immigration officers caught me, and fortunately, they didn't get me back to the Guinean authorities. Had they done that, I don't know what may have happened to my life. But they let me go. The same way the hunter let the baby gorilla go, the Liberian authorities allowed me to enter Liberia. And that brought about educational opportunities. Okay, when you are looking at the Golden Castle, is the educational opportunities that I got as St. Francis interpreter. Okay, through Father John and a lot of friends, Kagu, Arthur, Irisingbo, Father Way, even the Wonder family, and so forth. So, through teachers and church members, I got all the diamonds, emerald, everything that is described in the book. So when the baby gorilla, the honor grand prince, by the way, there came a time that after all the parties and whatsoever, the honor grand prince metamorphosed himself into a baby gorilla at a certain time because when Nyansemi wanted to go back home, that's the time the baby gorilla turned into maybe the honor grand prince Lila turned into a baby gorilla and told him, some time ago, you let me go. Today, I'm trying to help you. So it's the same way. Since Liberians allowed me to go to Liberia, went to school, and I got all the opportunities you can imagine, it's time for me to give it back to Liberia what they gave me a long time ago.
That's very nice. Long answer, but that was a lot of good information.
Yes.
So, in reference to the question from earlier, you said that you advocated for a lot of things. I understand that aside from public health, there are things that you try to advocate and promote to the general populace. Could you tell us about some of those things? Education, for example, maybe?
Yes. I believe that there's nothing more than education. I'm going back to Liberia because I believe that God has given me a skill. Particularly, I'm a reading specialist, and through reading, what happened in my life will also happen in the life of Liberian kids. So I'm coming to you, Liberians, not only as a teacher but also as an apprentice. I left Africa more than 20 years ago. I have to learn everything anew from you while you also are learning from me. So it's still a give and take away. So please, we should try to unite around our children. Okay. So again, education opportunities is key to everything we intend to do.
I see. Now, you actually started a group recently that was supposed to help with this. UVDA, what did it stand for again? The University Volunteers for the Development of Africa, correct?
Yes, UVDA stands for University Volunteers for the Development of Africa.
Mhm.
Members are only chosen between college students and college graduates. So if we want development to go on, those who should be tutoring or teaching our children at least should have some college qualification or some college status. The purpose of creating this organization is to be able to tutor. It's a volunteer service for us to tutor Liberian children, for us to give literacy to adults who, because of the Civil War, did not go to school. I would call it the GED, the General diploma, and also doing some environmental activities like cleaning and teaching people how to clean their environment, and also parent leadership. More importantly, planting trees. And I believe that planting could be a key to food, uh, for us for us to have enough food, never to run out of it, because it produces almost every month. So, yes.
I see. Just two more questions. If there is anyone who might be interested in helping this group, getting involved as a volunteer after watching this video, is there a link that you could possibly share to me sometime soon, or perhaps an email that they can direct themselves to in any questions?
Yes, please. I have two areas. You have Global Literacy and ESL Ministry has a website. It's globalliteracyministry.org. One word, globalliteracyministry.org. Or you can also go to my Facebook page, where I believe that Liberia is the promised land for the black race. I have spent about 13 years doing research about this, and if you go there, you try to learn about it. Many people don't know that it's through Liberia that the whole of Africa became independent because it was what we call a prototype of self-government for the black people. It was because Liberia was successful, the United States used Liberia after the Second World War to tell the Europeans to free black people because black people could take care of themselves. Again, Liberia is the promised land for the black race.
Perfect. And final question, again, this is a book blog, so I have to redirect it to literature at some point in the conversation. Are there any works that you've published either prior to or will publish after this book that will further your purposes of advocating for public health, education, or any other things that you believe are important to the world at hand?
Thank you. I actually wrote a book called Education, Democracy, and Leadership, and recently I'm writing my autobiography, and I'm quite sure when you go to my Facebook page, you will read some chapter of it. Again, time has come for us to go back. Liberia gave me everything I needed. My life has improved. I want to go back and give it to them. Queen, thank you so much for this interview. We don't have to continue this. I think we can stop here for the next time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you heard it here. All right, I'll do my best to come back on a regular schedule of more diverse books. And hey, maybe I'll have a few more interviews. After all, it is a jack of all trades thing. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm.